Another way of looking at the NSA scandal after 4.5 years of Obama in charge, note to self, sitcom idea. The groups who have been benefiting from terrorism, namely the mainstream media, security defense industry, and terrorists, can't keep quite as many Americans quite as hysterical as they used to. The fear is wearing off. People are waking up. They're saying what happened, and they're blaming the black guy for what we let happen to our country since 9/11. You know, I want to say a couple of things about, I think it was Chris Bowers, had a great post at Daily Kos. And he makes the point that a simple change in wording shows why you should ignore polls on the NSA leak. So Chris Bowers highlights two questions from the June 9th CBS poll on the NSA surveillance program. And Bowers makes the argument this does a great job in summarizing why it might be impossible to accurately gauge public opinion on this topic. Question 1, in order to reduce the threat of terrorism, do you approve or disapprove of federal government agencies collecting phone records of ordinary Americans? Approve, only 38%. Disapprove, 58%. When you ask the question this way, in order to reduce the threat of terrorism, do you approve or disapprove of federal government agencies collecting phone records of Americans that the government suspects of terrorist activity? Approve, 75%. Disapprove, 20%. So, now, the reality here, though, is that the government is collecting the phone records of not just ordinary Americans, but all Americans. Or at least there's strong reason to believe virtually all Americans are having their phone records collected. And in that instance, only 38% approve. I frankly am surprised that it's only 75% approve when you say Americans that the government suspects of terrorist activity. Because if you can get a warrant, I think most people are okay with that. The problem is that the American government has an expansive definition of just who terrorists are. It could be eco-terrorists, could be vegan terrorists, could be speech terrorists, like those yabbers. It could be drumming terrorists, like we had at some of the Occupy encampments. So the bottom line here, though, is that the indications from the American public that they're okay with this, you need to take with a grain of salt. A big grain of salt.